The time is 10 a.m. on WKYT Midmorning. From jail, a man accused of causing a fire that killed 3 people, including his son, talks exclusively to WKYT.
Tomorrow could be one of the most decisive days yet in the race for the White House, especially on the Republican side.
And looking ahead to Kentucky's first game in the NCAA Tournament, what Big Blue fans headed to Des Moines need to know.
This is WKYT Midmorning.
Well, good morning to you. Welcome in. It's great to have you along on this Monday. Hope you had a good weekend. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Barbara Bailey. Almost spring. The showers may kind of reflect that, but boy, the temperatures aren't going to by the end of the week.
That's right. It looks pretty good now, but you're right. And Micah says by the first day of spring, which is actually Sunday, we could have some flakes flying around. Let's check in with him. Good morning.
Yeah, that's the way it's going to go as we slide off towards your weekend. It does get very interesting for the weekend with that hint of winter. We're looking outside right now. No winter in sight anytime soon. You got to go about 6 to 7 days out. But the Defender Radar Network, as we spoke about this morning, 75, 65, in between there, that is the best opportunity for a couple of light showers, and that's what you're seeing right now. Frankfort looking a little gloomy as we start to see one of those showers barrel down on that area. A few rumbles of thunder just to the north of you guys. Jackson at 62, Lexington 61. Beautiful, beautiful for most of us as of right now. But as we approach the afternoon off into the evening, it really gets going with some showers and thunderstorms. Now, this activity continues throughout the next few days, but it's during a time when a lot of us are asleep. What does that mean for us in that severe weather threat? I'll have that coming up.
And we'll see you in just a bit. Thank you, Micah. In the news this morning, investigators say he started a fire that killed 3 people. And this morning, before he faces a judge, Jackie Heisel has admitted to the crime.
He talked with WKYT's Mark Barber from jail. It's an interview you'll see only here on WKYT. Mark is live in Clark County now with this exclusive story. Mark.
Good morning, Barbara. Jackie Heisel is now charged with 3 counts of second-degree manslaughter, 1 count for the death of each person who was killed in that fire on Friday. In an exclusive interview, he told me that he thinks that those charges are excessive because the fire was started on accident. Now, Jackie Heisel tells me early Friday morning he was in his apartment, he was drinking and he was smoking when his oxygen tank caught fire. He tells me he's not sure if something in his ashtray or a lit cigarette sparked the fire. According to an arrest citation, Heisel has been warned about smoking around oxygen tanks before. The 55-year-old says he tried to put the fire out, but it was spreading so quickly that he ran out into the hall and started banging on doors to wake his neighbors up. Heisel tells WKYT he ran back into his apartment to see if his son made it out, but he turned around because the smoke was too thick. His son, Donald Heisel, and 2 of his friends, Dixie Everman and Tino Reynolds, did not survive.
I was up all night last night crying, thinking about it, maybe if I could have done this or done that, or maybe if I could have done something, more than what I did,
Heisel says he will not forgive himself for what happened during that fire. Now, he will stand before a judge for the first time in the case at 1 this afternoon. That's the same time that his 36-year-old son will be buried in the Clark County Cemetery. We will have much more from our exclusive interview with Heisel coming up on WKYT News at noon. Live in Winchester, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you very much. Well, state police say a man who crashed his car near Bowling Green died after being tased by police. Investigators say 2 troopers and a sheriff's deputy found 52-year-old Michael Roll's car overturned Saturday night along the William Natcher Parkway. Troopers say Roll appeared to be under the influence and became combative with officers who shot him with a taser. Roll became unconscious and then died at the hospital. An autopsy has been performed. State police have not released the results of that.
Police say a man shooting a gun in his yard ended up firing shots into his neighbors' homes. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office arrested Calvin Barger III. Deputies say he was shooting targets in his yard on Barberville Road. 1 bullet went into his neighbor's roof. Another went through the wall of his second home and into a bathroom, missing a woman by seconds. Barger is charged with wanton endangerment and criminal mischief. State police are looking for the gunman who robbed a Kentucky gas station. Police released these surveillance pictures of the suspect who held up the clerk at Clark's Pump and Shop on US 60 near Ashland. State police say the gunman is about 5'5". He was not seen getting into a car.
With about 2 weeks left in the 2016 legislative session, there appears to be a battle brewing over the state budget. House leaders are suggesting that when its budget proposal is released early this week, it will restore the cuts to higher education that Governor Matt Bevin is asking for. The governor said he will not sign a bill that exempts universities from spending cuts. The House appears to have enough support to draft its own budget after Democrats won 3 out of 4 of last week's special elections to hang on to control of the chamber.
Amtrak says a train bound for Chicago from Los Angeles derailed in Kansas, just west of Dodge City, sending about 20 people to hospitals. Kansas Highway Patrol says 5 train cars are on their sides. Amtrak says the train consisted of 2 locomotives and 9 cars and had about 128 passengers and 14 crew members on board.
There was just a lot of people. I heard people crying for help, looking for folks. It was a really dark field. So everyone was just kind of on both sides of the train, kind of looking for other people and family members.
The Red Cross has been called out to assist passengers. 5 states, Florida, Ohio, North Carolina, Missouri, and Illinois, hold primaries Tuesday.
It's a big day tomorrow. Over the weekend, violence at Donald Trump's rallies had candidates on both sides targeting the GOP frontrunner. Don Champion is in Miami with the latest from the presidential campaign.
Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton took questions on a range of issues from Ohio voters during a town hall Sunday night. But violence at recent Donald Trump rallies took center stage, and both candidates took aim at the Republican frontrunner.
He has lit the fire, and then he throws his hands up and claims that he shouldn't be held responsible, and he should be held responsible.
I would hope that Mr. Trump tones it down big time and tells his supporters that violence is not acceptable.
Sanders holds a narrow lead over Clinton in Ohio, but trails her in crucial primaries in Florida and Illinois. At a peaceful rally in Boca Raton, Florida Sunday, Trump commented on the weekend events.
All over the world, they're talking about what took place, and they're talking about us, and they're talking about how well we handled it.
Trump still leads his Republican rivals here in Florida, where the contest is winner take all. Running third in polls, Marco Rubio hopes his home state delivers him a much-needed victory.
We are not going to allow the Republican Party to fall into the hands of someone who is going to get crushed in November.
John Kasich is vying for a win in his home state of Ohio, where polls show he could beat Trump.
I believe after Tuesday, we're going to continue to roll.
Trump is about a third of the way to the nomination, with Ted Cruz close behind. Don Champion, CBS News, Miami.
Well, Florida is make it or break it for Rubio, and Ohio is a must-win for Kasich. Kasich will get some help from Mitt Romney in Florida today. Meanwhile, Rubio needs all the help he can get. He has dropped to third in the latest CBS News poll, behind Cruz and Trump in Rubio's home state of Florida. Well, for the 29th time, the Kentucky Wildcats are SEC Tournament champions.
To earn that title, the Cats had to win an overtime game against Texas A&M. With a minute left in OT, Derek Willis nailed a 3 to put the Cats up by 3. It was pretty. Then, with less than 20 seconds on the clock, Jamal Murray hit a huge 3 to seal the deal. Kentucky won the game 82-77. Another SEC championship means another T-shirt for fans. As soon as Sunday's game ended, workers at Wildcat Warehouse on South Broadway in Lexington got to work printing the new shirts. The SEC championship shirt has the same design that the players wore on the court in Nashville. They're available online and will be at all Wildcat Warehouse stores by tomorrow. And I bet a lot of fans will be out there too.
Be sporting those. That's right, yeah.
Well, now the Cats and the Big Blue Nation.
The BBN.
The BBN, thank you. They're looking ahead now to the NCAA Tournament, waiting to hear more.
Sure, UK will be taking on Stony Brook in Des Moines, Iowa. Student tickets are on sale today at the Joe Kraft Center ticket office. And on Wednesday, you can see the Cats practice for free in Des Moines if you're up there. The Cats will hit the court at Wells Fargo Arena from 5:10 until 5:50. And you can see them take on Stony Brook Thursday night. It will be live right here on WKYT. It'll be exciting. Late night, though. Take a nap that day.
Yes, and of course, UK is on spring break, so we'll see how many of those students show up to get tickets today. Well, keep it here on Mid-Morning. It's an odd job that doesn't pay much, and there's little opportunity to work.
So why are hundreds of people applying for the job? We'll have the answer after Micah's weather.
We have some showers and some thunderstorms for today. We're going to be tracking that rain. I'm going to show you when you can expect that as it starts to spark up later on this afternoon, coming up in just a few minutes.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Still looking in between 65 and 75. That is the area right through there. We're going to be watching throughout the next couple of hours for some showery activity. You could be getting a few rumbles of thunder as you work your way up 71 into Trimble County, Carroll County, and also Gallatin County. But remember, the bulk of this are right through here. And we talked about this just about 2 hours ago. 3 hours ago there during mid-morning or early in the morning, that was moving into Indianapolis, and this is going to be affecting us, which isn't that potent. Now, I will tell you this, once we get the heating going on during the day, right as it really tracks along 75, which you can see is not that far off here in the next couple of hours, once it hits 75, it's almost like it hits a wall and just forces it up, and that's when you'll start to see some of those boomers get going, especially east of I-75 later on today. But that's the look. In Frankfort and Franklin County, Peaks Mill, going to Stamping Grounds, Georgetown, Williamstown, Owenton, Harmony area, that's where you're seeing some dark skies. It looks like it could just absolutely drop buckets of water on you. But it's not going to, okay? You're just getting a few showers, light showers at this very moment, and that's all you can really expect until we hit later on this afternoon. Temperatures are in the 30s or 60s with some 50s out and about. It's actually a really nice feel. Coming back from my break, roll down the windows, and it felt great outside. Now, as we get into the afternoon, we'll go from noon to 5 p.m. If you're trying to make plans the rest of the day, run some errands, whatever it may be, know during that time, that's when the thunderstorm activity pops up. Now, it's not for everybody. I-75 and back toward the east. So that does include Lexington. That works your way southbound. Those areas and back toward the east has the best chance to pick up a few rumbles of thunder. And some of those could be strong. Coming in from the Storm Prediction Center, here's that sharp cutoff as I was talking about. Now, Storm Prediction Center has outlined this region anywhere along that I-75 corridor and back toward the east. It's a marginal risk. Marginal meaning that is the lowest risk from the Storm Prediction Center for severe weather, meaning there's that possibility that's there, but it's unlikely that we actually see it. But just heads up, no doubt about it, some strong storms out and about. Now, yesterday, picked up some pretty cool shots there on Facebook, Micah Harris, WKYT. You can check me out on there. And there's a double rainbow, Oneida, Kentucky. That's from Kaylee Bishop. And then you can see another one. This pretty vivid shot right here. That's a really cool double rainbow off Lake Cumberland in Jamestown. That's Mary Wiggins. Keep sending them in, Facebook or Twitter. I'll show them off for you. Now, tomorrow, what we're going to be dealing with, an awesome day tomorrow. But it's tomorrow night we get a couple of rumbles of thunder. Then look toward the weekend, guys. 30s and 40s for highs, not lows. Maybe even a few flakes on the first day of spring. Perfect timing, right?
Oh, yeah. Perfect timing.
Just when we thought we were away from it.
Took the words out of my mouth.
Well, we've had a nice little close to winter here, you know, the last couple of weeks. All right. Well, there's a strange job ad in New York that's gotten the attention of hundreds of people, and it is asking for, Barbara, a Tortoise Walker.
Well, of course it is.
Yeah.
Amanda Green is hunting for the right person to walk her 16-year-old tortoise Henry in Central Park while she's at work. It doesn't pay much, and it's only a few hours a week. But after Amanda put her ad on Craigslist, she's gotten hundreds of replies. She says whoever ends up getting the job, the tortoise walker needs to be prepared to answer lots of questions.
How old is he? How do you know it's a boy? How long will he live? What does his poop look like? They want to know about the poop. They are so curious about the poop.
Well, you'll have a long time to answer those questions on a slow walk. Green says she's going to look carefully at all the applicants for the job, but only one lucky person will be hired. Make Henry happy there.
I don't know.
Different.
Look, a different job, right? Part-time. She said it didn't pay very well.
That's
so
right.
There you go.
Well, but lots of attention. Yeah. A piece of Harry Potter history is up for sale, plus Kirsten Dunst speaks about her new thriller.
And Brooke Silva-Braga has your eye on entertainment.
Stars showed up to get slimed at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards, where young fans vote on their favorite performances.
Hey, thank you!
Country singer Blake Shelton hosted the awards. Anomalisa was one of the surprise hits in the Oscar race. The animated feature about a self-help author struggling with the monotony of everyday life was funded through a Kickstarter campaign and eventually earned an Academy Award nomination.
We didn't even know this thing was ever going to get made. Then when we started it, we didn't know if we were ever going to finish it. And so it was all done sort of with nobody was overseeing it, nobody was really aware of it.
Anomalisa is out on iTunes tomorrow. A boy with special powers is on a desperate race to safety in the new sci-fi thriller Midnight Special.
We need to know where he is.
Kirsten Dunst plays the mother who surrenders her son to a religious sect.
When you meet Sarah, she hasn't seen her son for 2 years, so she was excommunicated from this ranch, this religious ranch that was her home, you know, so she's been alone for a long time.
Midnight Special arrives in theaters Friday. And J.K. Rowling's own chair is headed to the auction block. This is where the author sat when she wrote the first 2 Harry Potter books. The bidding begins next month in New York at $45,000. And that's your Eye on Entertainment. Brooke Silva-Braga for CBS News, New York.
All right, keep it here on WKYT at mid-morning. From tap to ballet to jazz, you'll see it all at this year's Dance Scapa.
We're talking with some of the performers next on WKYT.
Tuesday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $20 million. Wednesday night's Powerball jackpot, $70 million. We'll be right back. Hey, it's good to have you along on WKYT Mid-Morning here on your Monday. If you like dance, then you don't want to miss this. Jazz, as well as ballet, even some Irish dancing. It'll be happening this week at Dance Scapa.
We're joined by Haley Bishop and Tori Stevenson to learn more about it. Thank you all both for coming in.
Thank you.
I guess you don't have to love dance beforehand. You're going to love it after this, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great introduction.
Yeah, well, tell us about Dance Scapa. What will be happening?
It's a performance with a bunch of the elementary students at Scapa, the middle school students, and some high school dancers from Scapa Lafayette.
Now, Haley, you actually graduated from Scapa a couple of years ago and are helping choreograph everything. Tell us about the different kinds of dance.
Well, the dance that I choreographed for the elementary majors is an Irish dance. I've been Irish dancing for 13 years, almost 14, so it's been a long time. And
that's fun to watch.
It is. It's super fun to do. And one of the high school teachers asked me to come back and do a dance for the younger students. So
really good.
And that has to be exciting to bring your enthusiasm for dance to them. Although, are they like you and they're already interested?
They are, and they're not used to Irish dancing. It's a different style, but they're super fun to work with, and they're always energetic. So.
Tori, what do you hope dance will do for you in the future?
It's given me a strong background in how to be a good leader and part of a team, and making sure that everybody's in sync and working together really well.
And do you suspect it'll always be a part of your life, even though you plan to probably pursue something different as a career, right?
Yeah, it'll always be a part of me, definitely.
Yeah.
Have you found that, Haley, that what you learned through dance has really helped you as you made that transition to UK?
Absolutely. It made it a whole lot easier. Going from high school to college, having dance consistently there for me was just really nice.
And Miss Kentucky, Clark Davis, will MC the event. I bet you're pretty excited about that,
Very
right?
excited, yeah.
What do you expect her to bring to the stage?
She's always just an optimistic. She has a great personality. She makes everyone smile, so that's going to be really nice.
I agree, she does, absolutely. Well, thank you very much. It is March 18th and 19th. We hope that people will come out at the Lexington Opera House and enjoy it.
Thanks for coming.
Keep it right here this mid-morning.
Back in a moment, we're going to check in with the Mr. Food Test Kitchen next and see what's cooking up. And we'll check in with Micah for the weather forecast before we go on mid-morning.
We're glad you're with us today. Just wait until you dig your fork into this luscious and tangy dessert recipe.
It does look good. Today in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, lemon chess pie.
It's March 14th, a day that some call Pie Day. Now, when I say pie, I'm talking about pie as in the kind you may remember back in math class. You know, pi equals 3.14, which is part of a mathematical equation to figure out the circumference of a circle. And as you've probably noticed from watching us over the years, here in the Test Kitchen, we love to celebrate just about anything. So in celebration of this pie, what do you say we make a lemony pie that adds up to lots of tasty goodness? All we have to do is combine some sugar with a few eggs, a bit of melted butter, a splash of milk, a couple of tablespoons of yellow cornmeal, some freshly squeezed lemon juice, a little flour, and a bit of grated lemon zest. We beat this together and pour it into a deep dish pie plate that we've already lined with a homemade or refrigerated pie crust. Now all we have to do is pop this into the oven until it sets and the top begins to get golden. That's it. Once it cools, you can serve it as is, or how about finishing it off with a bit of whipped cream to make it doubly delicious? So here's your homework assignment. Go online and get the recipe for our lemon chess pie so you can whip up a pie where the sum of the ingredients adds up to something that's downright awesome. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a lemony way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Just a little sugar in that, but really
What was it, 2 cups, I think, in the recipe?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Don't
all
get too
right.
carefully.
So we're going to go into the rest of the afternoon. We're going to have that marginal risk of severe weather, so it's going to be I-75 and points toward the east we're going to be watching. We'll talk about it.
Update us at noon, and we'll see you then with the latest.